As Tanzanians, how do we apply the proverbs that we hear? Based on the translation, I sometimes wonder, could this be the reason why we are always late for everything? Allow me to debunk these proverbs. Hurry, hurry has no blessings essentially means that when you are dealing with a task or an assignment, then you should do it very well and not rush through it just to complete it. We should have what is called empathy for quality. Many years ago, some of my favorite moments were at my grandparents' place. On cold nights, we would sit around the fire and listen to stories. Hadithi, hadithi. Now, these were not just any old stories. They were stories that contained very smart rabbits, very fast tortoises, and not so smart hyenas. At the end of each of these stories, there was a key message that came in the form of proverbs. Back then, proverbs were used as building blocks to wise living and ethics. My grandparents were very humble, hardworking individuals. With 8 mouths to feed, I believe they had strong work ethics. They grew up with a set of guidelines that was acceptable to the community, their peer, family, and church. These guidelines came in the form of proverbs, Bible verses, moral stories. Through their work ethics, I believe that's why they were able to ensure all my uncles and aunties grew up to be healthy, smart, hardworking individuals. I remember even in her 90s, my grandmother would be on all fours, crawling from the house to the garden just to pluck out weeds. The core values that my grandparents shared were integrity, teamwork, sense of responsibility, and discipline. Is work ethics a nightmare for employers? This was a question asked during the annual general meeting of the Association of Tanzanian Employers in July 2016. The same year, I decided to do my research for my master thesis on the skills gap seen in the Tanzanian hospitality industry. I set out looking for technical skills that were missing so that I could set up a company that offers training solutions. I interviewed the employers and the employees. To my surprise, I came to the following conclusion. Based on the employer's point of view, they had 3 key challenges. First, which does not come as a surprise, was language skills. Second, lack of motivation by staff. Third, work ethics, which I believe go hand in hand with motivation. What do you suppose the key findings were when I interviewed the employees? Money! Yes, money. Employees felt that their biggest demotivator was lack of enough money. According to them, people took what did not belong to them because of money. They showed up late to work because of money. They had low motivation because of money. I recently read an article which I fully agree with, and it says, lack of money can be a demotivator, but money is not a motivator. Now I can see some of you looking at me like, if money is not a motivator, then what is? I believe motivation is an intrinsic factor, something that is inside each one of us, something that drives us. It is our own will to achieve goals, recognize our accomplishment, demonstrate responsibility, and aspire to continually grow. Now, don't get me wrong. We all need money. But money should just be a means to achieving our goals. You see, the heart is like a goat that has to be tied up. As humans, our hearts are not easily satisfied. If we do not control it, then we want a lot of things, many things. In fact, everything. So if you do get a raise at the end of the year, great. But won't you want more next year? Years ago, I was working for a company in Dar es Salaam, and I would repeatedly receive the following comment. Why are you working so hard? Is this your father's company? Do you have shares? Come on, buddy, just come clean. No, I did not. What kept me motivated was getting things done before deadlines, seeing positive results, just simply getting things done. At the end of the day, I would go at home feeling at peace and with a sense of accomplishment. It's a good feeling, rather than lying in bed and thinking, oh my God, I've not submitted that report. In my line of work, which is recruitment and training, I often ask people, what is it they want in life? The typical answer is, I want a good life. There is a Nigerian proverb that says, a roaring lion kills no game. What this means is, you do not gain anything or achieve anything by merely sitting around and just talking about it. You do not get what you wish for. You get what you work for. It's funny, even in the English proverbs, there was one which supports this statement, but they only refer to horses instead of lions. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Now, let me take a moment to address the younger audience here today. We need to work on our core values that can strengthen our work ethics. Whether you're looking for a job, a promotion, or even starting your own company. Soft skills are what our employers are looking for today. Can I trust you? Are you a professional? Are you driven? Are you reliable? These are skills that you can work on even if you're not at university. Like in my grandparents' case, core values can set you up on a remarkable path. Work on your integrity, sense of responsibility, discipline, teamwork, and empathy for quality. I recently recruited a young man to work for a certain bar here in Arusha. This man had a remarkable CV. During the interview, he said all the lovely things recruiters like to hear. His track record was spotless. Of course, he got the job. Less than a month into working, he took cash from the register machine without asking his managers. Only 70,000, as he put it. According to him, he was planning to return it, but because it was an emergency, he did not have enough time to ask his managers. Was this professional? Of course, he lost his job. Now, what does this mean for an employer or a business owner? Loss of trust, loss of time, loss of resources, probably tarnished brand image, overall loss of quality. Employers set out to install CCTV cameras not because they want to, because they have to. They install biometric fingerprint scanner to see when you're checking in and out of work. Micromanagers with constant verbal threats. So, is work ethics a nightmare for employers? I feel like a lot of young people here today, and probably around the world, we want to start from the top without working for it. We want to be instantly rich and famous with our Facebooks and our Snapchats and Instagrams. We have lost touch with our traditional values, which have been the source of our identity. We are irresponsible, we're individualistic, we disregard quality, and for sure lack discipline when we are placed in a working environment. Now, I'm not saying we should go back to traditional ways, because let's face it, the world has changed, and it's still changing very fast. We therefore have to adapt and move forward with it. But let us move forward with the right work ethics. Let us kill the notion that we are lazy and that we only work well under threats. I propose we take some of the fundamental values found in our proverbs that better reflect work ethics and foster professional development. we can build ourselves and each other. If you see something that's not ethical, try to correct it. Ukweli ukidhiri, uongo hujitenga, which means where there is truth, falsehood hides. As an entrepreneur, one of my favorite proverbs is, haijalishi mwendo wako wa polepole, ilhali tu usisimame. What this means is, it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Let us learn to encourage and push each other. The wise men said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Together, we can work on our work ethics and become successful as individuals and as a society. Now is the time for change, from proverbs to progress. Thank you.